I did like that they finally dropped the Ichijoji facade, and now the kids know it's an evil Jedi. And although wasn't it creepy when he's kind of like molesting Sora, like, and then like licks her face, and it's like, oh, why? I still wish I knew what this Dark Jedi's end goal was, because 4 movies seems like a long time to be into this series and still not know who the villains are, what the connection is between Jedi and Alphamon, and Hackmon and Maki, and how everything fits into everything else. And Yggdrasil, they're talking about Yggdrasil, and it's like, guys, you have 2 movies left to wrap things up. Don't make it more convoluted than it already is. Hackmon gets in contact with Daigo, which I'm so happy about, because finally this poor guy gets to be brought into the loop on something. But at the same time, it's like, I can't remember what they talked about. I don't know what the point of it was. I think doesn't he explain a little bit about Yggdrasil and homeostasis? I don't know. It's like they're talking as interesting a concept as homeostasis was in Adventure. It was one of the weaker elements because it was kind of abstract, and we didn't really care about it. Like, the scenes that everyone remembers from Adventure are the scenes where Izzy talks to his parents about being adopted, and Ty gets all worried about Kari being sick in the digital world. It was the human connections and the storytelling that made it so special, not this, like, abstract, in the beginning there was nothing but digital data that somehow gained life, and I don't care about Yggdrasil, and I don't care about homeostasis. I do care about Ken, Ichijoji, and Daisuke Monomiya, and they are nowhere to be found still. Are they dead? Are they is Zero Two gonna be like, that's the other thing that is the thing I think I'm most disappointed about of anything else. I'm trying not to project my expectations. It's impossible to do. But, you know, one of the things that makes a weak critique is when you say, it's not what I expected and therefore it's bad. But they're not delivering on the what they promised, I guess, that this series was going to show how the world got from the point of the 02 ending and the 02 epilogue. And I thought that would have made for a fantastic story. Like, by all means, show us how the Adventure kids grew up into the adults that they were by the epilogue. Show us what became of the digital world and the human world coming into contact with each other, the conflicts that would have had to be overcome, the ramifications of everyone in the real world having a Digimon partner. Like, the 02 epilogue is so happy-go-lucky, and everything in the world is perfect. I don't mind that it let the kids stay in touch with their Digimon partners, because I don't mind. It's happy. Like, I don't mind a happy ending, but it was so perfect. If they could have showed some real-world conflict and building up to that. That's what I thought they were doing in Reunion, when Kuwagamon comes in and wrecks the city, and there's all this news coverage about the monsters being bad, and the kids are like, no, they're our friends, and we love them, and they're here to help, and there was so much potential for that. And even with Joe being like, I'm done doing the whole saving the world things, I just want to grow up and have a normal life. That is what I wanted to see more of. And you know, even with Izzy, like, he's got this like grant for this big company, and he's like a child prodigy in this huge office. Like, show how he starts to integrate digital world physics and realities, and kind of tries to bridge the gap of helping humans understand Digimon and how the digital world works. How interesting would that have been? And instead we get angst with May and boring conversations about Yggdrasil and the beginning of the digital world, which I don't care about, and characters I don't care about, like Maki and Daigo to a lesser extent, but definitely Maki and definitely May. It just, there was so much potential, and seeing it all wasted, more than like, it's not what I expected. The waste of potential is what's really bothering me. So back to Sora and her story arc, because yeah, she did. I guess, like, there's nothing wrong with angst. I love some good angst, but it has to be good angst and it has to be earned. The scene that did really get to me was when the kids get separated. I forget how the machine Dramon's blast, which should have killed them all, but just separated them. Whatever. Biyomon and Sora end up in the woods with May, and Sora's trying to get Biyomon to come sit by her, and instead Biyomon flies down to May and curls up next to her and falls asleep on her lap, and Sora just, like, breaks down. I felt that, because I was like, wow, that is harsh. That is a low blow. If for no other reason than May is such a terrible character, and it of course it would hurt to see Biyomon choose her instead of her own partner. One thing I did want to point out about Sora's story, one thing that does kind of bother me about these kind of anime, I guess, is the human kids don't do much of the fighting. Like, they kind of send their monsters into battle and wish them luck from the sidelines, and you know, in Magical Girl anime or Giant Robot anime, the kids are doing the fighting, but in this kind of, in Digimon and a lot of monster anime, it's mostly the monsters taking the blows with the kids just on the sidelines, and it's like, that doesn't seem fair. Especially Pokemon. Like, do you guys remember that episode of Pokemon where Jesse and James are in charge of the Viridian City Gym, and they build those podiums that make the trainers feel all the pain that the Pokemon is feeling? And like, I remember even watching it as a kid and be like, well, that only seems fair. Not that I'm trying to be PETA or anything, like, screw PETA, but I always thought that Digimon was a little better than Pokemon was, because you see the kids get hurt several times throughout the series in the digital world, and they do take more of an active role in the fighting. Obviously, you know, the Digimon are again doing the brunt of the work because they're stronger, but there are plenty of times, like Joe especially, because his Digimon is kind of weaker than the others. He's always running into battle, and despite the fact that he's, like, got this pasty twig body. And, like, when they get into the real world, you know, Sora at the convention center, she leads the charge against the ghosts, and the parents are, like, whacking at the ghosts with baseball bats and stuff, and it's like, it's just nice to see them be a little more involved. Like the scene where they're fighting Piedmon at the end of Adventure, and Ty's just getting the crap knocked out of him, and that, to me, that's just more effective, because seeing the human friends get in just as much pain and trouble as the Digimon just makes me feel more for them, and it ups the danger and the ante. Again, Digimon isn't the exact same story as Pokemon, but, you know, I'm trying to make a point here, and the point is, I like that in Digimon, the human kids are just as much involved in the fighting, or not just as much, but they do try. They do try to help their Digimon friends, and it happens again in this one. Like, watching Joe tackle evil Jedi was incredibly entertaining and you know, perfectly in character, and I love that they made Goemon's attack look badass. Like, I love Goemon, he's so cute, he's one of my favorites, but he's one of the weaker rookies, and Marching Fishes was, like, the lamest attack ever, but seeing that blue fish with the mean face come up and, like, bitch slap Jedi was hilarious, and I loved it. But the highlight of that scene and that fight with Machine Dramon was, you know, when all the kids are in trouble, and, like, instead of staying off to the sidelines, like, Sora rushes in to help Biyomon, and they both get grabbed by Machine Dramon and, like, slammed into that cliff, and Sora's, like, Biyomon's telling her that, like, crazy human, get out of the way, and Sora's like, I'm not leaving you, and that was another thing, that was another moment where, like, I feel it. As bad as the writing is in these movies, there are moments where I feel it. I feel what they're trying to get me to feel, and I don't know, I kind of had two thoughts happening when she's slammed in that cliff. I'm like, yes, this is what I like to see, the humans in just as much trouble as the Digimon, and at the same time I'm thinking, wow, her spine would be shattered. Like, whatever happened to that whole, whatever happens to us in the digital world happens to our flesh and blood cells back. I don't know. What I still think it worked. So that seeing Sora sacrifice herself or be just as willing to be by her side triggers the Mega Evolution for Beamon. Perfect. Like that's you know, they've done a good job so far about giving us believable triggers for the Mega Evolution. Good, solid character writing that we're used to being the cause of a next level evolution in Digimon. It happened, but it happens with TK in the same scene for no reason other than like Phoenixmon appears and she looks beautiful and it's glorious and Sora's having her big moment, and then TK kind of turns to Patamon and is like, let's do that! And Patamon's like, yeah! And it's like, but you guys didn't earn it. You didn't have your big character moment like Izzy or Sora or Joe, and I guess it doesn't matter as much for TK because he's like, Patamon's already gone to Mega in Hurricane Touchdown, but I don't know. At the same time, it's like, I wish they would have built it up a little bit more. Because then Izzy goes to Mega too in the same scene. It's like, wow, poor Sora. It's like, even when she gets her big moment, like, she has to share it with 2 other characters. Not that it's horrible, and again, I don't mind not seeing Kari and TK have to earn their Mega Evolutions because it's happened before, but again, I just wish that more time would have been spent on seeing the kids kind of trying to rebuild the bond with their Digimon, because by the end of the movie, they're all trusting the kids again for the most part, and you know, Sora earned it. I think Izzy earned it. Kari was trying to earn it, I think, and I guess you could make the argument like Kari's always been special and kind of an outlier, and she and TK are you know, they have the most powerful crests, and I'm thinking way too hard about this. And again, like, we didn't see the other characters. Maybe they were doing bonding stuff. I don't know. It's just kind of disappointing. I'm losing interest in this series rapidly. Oh, I guess I did. There was one funny part I liked where the portals, like, how do they explain it? Where like they get blasted by Machine Demon's cannon, but Mekumon opens a portal to get them all to safety instead of them dying, and then brings them all back together at the end. And like, there's that split-second visual of like Mimi sticking her head through the portal, and because the other side is like on the other side of the digital world, her hair is like hanging. Like, that was just a funny visual to me, and I loved it. And bless you, Mimi, you're the best. You're a ray of sunshine in these otherwise dull movies. Because we get our big fight with Machine Dramon, and then whose bright idea was it to leave May and Mekumon unsupervised back at the ship? Because of course, Dark Jedi finds them and catches up to them. And he threatens May's life, and this somehow turns Mekumon evil. Again, I don't mind the humans being in danger, but, you know, Dark Digivolution was always triggered in the past by a corruption of the partner, not the partner being in danger. You know, that just triggered normal evolution. And I hate to think that they're just, like, not playing with the rules of the world because, you know, screw that, or May is just too special to play by the rules, but it doesn't. And once again, we're going back and forth with Mekumon. She's good, now she's evil, now she's good, now she's evil again. It's boring. It's boring, it's boring, it's boring. And, you know, as stupid as, like, as much of filler it was to see them do the school festival and the bathhouse, I enjoyed those a lot more than I'm enjoying the stuff with Dark Jedi and all that. So, yeah, I was stoked at first. My interest has waned, and I'm not even looking forward to the last 2 at this point. Like, I kind of just want them to be over with, as sad as that is. So yeah, there you go. I don't know what else to say. not a whole lot of story, not a whole lot of progression. Where are the Zero Two kids? How is this building up to the Zero Two finale? I don't know. I don't care at this point. But please feel free to send in your thoughts. Tell me if you disagreed with anything. If there are some awesome moments that I missed that you really loved, tell me what was your favorite moment out of this movie, because like there were a couple moments, like I said, that really got to me. I wish there had been more, but if anything in this movie really touched you, tell me what it was in the comments below. And thank you once again so much for letting me ramble in your ear about these movies again. Like, when does the next one come out? I don't even, whenever the next one comes out, I will see you again. Take care.